So your experience, on campus, what did you study?
Business.
Business. Okay. Well, any particular concentration?
My degrees are well,
Mhm.
business management and business administration. I
Business
think that's
management, business.
it.
And what were you looking to like at that time when you were in college? What were you looking to do with that? With the
I
education,
didn't
that
have a
background?
clue.
You didn't have it. You didn't know. Okay.
I didn't
Okay.
have a clue.
So okay,
Um,
that's why I asked. Like at that time, yeah.
as a kid, I always thought I wanted to be a nurse.
Oh, oh.
And at my high school, you had to do community service. And I was a candy striper at a hospital. I don't even know if they still
Oh,
have candy
yeah, I
stripers.
don't know. Yeah, that's. I wonder if they do.
And
Yeah.
they gave me this tray with a pint of blood on it to take somewhere. And girl, I fainted. And I was like, yeah,
That's
I,
not.
I, I
That's not for
can't.
you.
Yeah, this is it. And so then they had to another assignment. You could adopt a grandparent. And
Hmm.
I did that. There was an like apartment, a senior apartment near us, near the school. So you would spend so many hours a week with your adopted grandparent. And my first grandparent ended up being transferred somewhere else. And my second grandparent, who I really, really like, ended up passing away. And so then
Oh.
that hurt my feelings. I didn't want to get attached to anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, the other thing was a volunteer for this business office, and it was numbers. And I've always been a numbers person. I think I could probably count before I could read. Like my dad's degree
Mm,
was
I
mathematics.
wish.
So I just started that, and that was kind of how my life went. I was always in accounting, payroll, those type of things with employment until I opened my shoe store.
Got it. So now, all right. So business administration, business management. Locked in those degrees. And so, what did you do right after college graduation? What? Because you have to still once you got into a creative process, and before you became the shoe lady, you still had to pay bills. You had to you know make ends. So, what are some of the jobs that you had, like that you secured, in the
I
beginning of it all?
my first real job was a government job. I worked for a
Okay.
Navy recruiting office.
Mm.
So and then I was a what was I? Public relations, something. It was like the Gulf War, some war that was going on at that time. So I would assist with creating the press releases and the different
Oh wow.
information and stuff like that. And then from there, I did go to the Internal Revenue Service for a few years.
Right.
And then
Yes.
they
Okay. Yeah.
transferred the accounting department to Texas. And from there, it was like a major shift for me because I worked at a methadone clinic.
Mm.
And I had no
Interesting.
idea what methadone was. I looked in
Mm.
the dictionary, there was no Google. And I realized I was going to be working with addicts. But in my mind, addicts look like the people that you see on television, the ones that
Yes.
sleep on the street and they're
Right.
dirty and they're this and they're that.
Mhm.
And then I get there and there were doctors and lawyers and nurses and teachers and probation officers
It
and
was still
police
functioning.
officers and
Mhm.
people who worked at the big three at the plants. Like and I just thought like this is sad, and but I was good at what I did far as number wise with balancing accounting and stuff. And so the guy that the doctor that owned it he started opening other clinics. And really methadone is a legal drug dealer because it's harder for the people to kick methadone than it is for them to kick heroin.
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. Heroin is very addictive. Yeah.
So but they're able to function, they're not
Yes.
sick, they're able to
Yeah.
take care of the kids and to take the methadone. So it's like, okay, which one? What is it? But from there though, I've always been, I don't want to say a nice dresser, but I kind of was. Um
Yeah, because you
and,
had Louis
and
Vuitton,
and
you had Louis
shoes
Vuitton
were my
bags at
thing.
9 years old. So yeah, you was a nice
But here's the
dresser.
thing, it was dress day and I had just got it. My dad just gave it to me. So I'm was wearing it for dress day. Like I probably didn't even touch it again for like 2 or 3 years after that. I think I was traumatized. And it's funny because I still have it.
Really?
But it's just that but with him, like going to the bar, so during the day he's wearing his suits and stuff. Now that going to the bar, and then it's colors, it's all these green shoes, blue shoes, black shoes. And so I remember my friends were like, your dad has so many different colors of shoes. Like I didn't realize most men just had black, blue, or brown. We've got burgundy over here, and then we've got eelskin, we've got ostrich. This is late 70s going into the 80s. So I've always thought like if my shoe was busy, it made my outfit. And I just kept getting compliments at work on my shoes. And I said, I wonder how can I do this? And I literally sat one day and looked at all my shoe boxes and wrote down all the brand names and called information. Remember, you had to call information into the
Yes,
phone number?
411. Yeah, yeah,
And I found a really nice lady that stayed on the phone with me and helped me find the numbers. And because you had to know the city and state, I
yes.
didn't know any of that. And that's just kind of how it started. So I started selling shoes, selling at my job. And
Yeah, okay. Yes, yeah, 'cause okay, I'm glad you segued into that because I wanted to know, like, how did the shoe lady, um, what was the origin of the shoe lady?
well, the name of my business was Secrets because I was sneaking. But every time I would go somewhere, I was with my ex, and he would always laugh because people would say, "Aren't you the shoe lady?" Because I went from selling at work to pulling up, popping my trunk to I had a friend that had a boutique, and we would go to New York, and I saw how in New
Yeah,
York
but
they
back
would
up a little
sell
bit.
stuff on the corners.
Yep, I'm sorry. Back up a little bit, Miss Ayers. Because you said I know you said selling shoe started at the job, but how did you come up with the idea? I don't know if I missed it or not. Or how did you even come up with the idea or even had
From
a
the
thought process?
compliments from my coworkers and
Okay.
people were like, "Oh, those are
Oh,
nice shoes. Or where'd you get those
okay.
shoes?" And I'm like, maybe I should sell shoes, and
Oh,
that's how it started.
and where did you get your inventory from?
The companies I researched and found, and then
Got it.
somewhere early 2000s, I found out about the trade shows. So then I started traveling to the World Shoe Association shows, and those were in Las Vegas in February and August. And then they combined with Magic. I don't know if you heard of the Magic show. So it's a big
Mhm.
trade show with all the clothes and shoes and stuff. So, and then still I would go back and forth to New York and try to find independent indie designers because they don't get the recognition. It's so
That's
expensive
true.
to
That's
exhibit
true.
at Magic. And it helped me because now I've got some exclusive stuff. So it's things that
Right.
other people don't have.
Smart. Yes. Yeah. Oh, and
And so
so yeah.
New Lady
Oh,
was born in
yes.
2000. So here's the thing. 1999, remember they said the world is coming to an end?
Y2K. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So we were at a concert, the Fox Theater. It was the OJ's, Levert, I forget who else. And I'm with my boyfriend at the time, and this lady walks up and she's like, "Hey, shoe lady," and hugs me. Then somebody else came by, like, "You're the lady that sells the shoes." I'm like, "Yeah." And
Mhm.
then this other person was like, "Aren't you the shoe lady?" So he looks at me. He said, "You should change your name to the shoe lady." I said, "It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of."
Oh.
Just as I said it, two women ran up to me, like bear hugging me, "Shoe lady," and grabbed me and hugged me. And we laughed about it. And so I became the shoe lady. So at that point, I had an actual building, but was more like my warehouse. But I was laid off. I was working for Detroit Public Schools doing payroll,
Mm, mm.
and they laid me off. And he said, "Why don't you fix your building up so that people can come in?" And he said, "I'll help you out. I'll pay your bills for a year." I'm like, "Yeah, right." But I've also been so de- independent. Like, I don't want to
Yes.
depend on anybody, you know?
Oh, okay. Of
Because you
course.
might
Of
change your
course.
mind, bro. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean?
I understand, but you gotta Hey, you gotta, let the man lead at some point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The and that's what happened. It picked up from there. So and the shoe was like in a neighborhood. It wasn't on a main drag. It wasn't in a boutique. And I was there for 13 years.
Wow,
And
amazing.
there's a lot of great memories. I met a lot of nice people, a lot of friendships and relationships that still exist today. And now they've gone from buying shoes, because then I became an author 2019, from buying books. Then I turned my first book into a play. So now you're buying play tickets. And now you're watching movies.
Mm. Yeah, so I said that time because I want to get back to when you said 'cause I want you to go over that book thing now. Well, that's a huge whatever accomplishments that you made. I want to revel in that a little bit more, Miss Ayers. That's why I stopped you just
Hmm.
now. So I want you to gloss over that, because these major accomplishments. I want to be able to marvel at that because I'm so proud of you. So now, yeah. So going back, you have the shoe thing lined up, and and that is great considering, you don't have the same resources we have now. So that is
Right.
commendable also. And so now, how did the book come about? What was the first book, and what was the name of the first book? Why you laugh?
The name of the book is A Hoe Needs to Stay in a Hoe's Place.
Oh, the sideline whole story. Is that what it is about
It's called The Handbook
a
for
side chick?
Hoes. It's
The
called
handbook.
The Handbook
Oh.
for Hoes. So
Well, I gotta hear this one. Can you give us in the audience a bit of a synopsis, a little bit of cliff notes of what the whole was it the holes manual, the manual for
the
holes?
hoes. So the book was supposed to be a joke, right? I worked for a lady, and I did payroll for her business while I had another job. Like I literally did her payroll like on the side. And we ended up like becoming friends. She was older, kind of like a big sister. And I just noticed the stuff these women would do trying to get her husband, and or to send her stuff, or
What?
just horrible, horrible. And they failed to realize she was the breadwinner. So if you get him, you're not going to get anything that he has. And at this time, he was riding around in a
Wow, they was making bold moves like that towards her man.
yes, so bold.
Oh,
And
wow.
this one lady's name was Belinda. And Belinda came to the office one day, and I just happened to be there. And the receptionist asked, could I sit at the desk while she ran to the ladies' room? And I'm like, sure. So I sit there. Belinda comes in, and she's like, I need to see Althea. And I said, well, she's in a meeting. How can I help you? And she's like, well, I need to let her know that Mo is cheating on us.
Us.
I said, what?
Wow.
And then she named the other woman's name and everything. And
Wow.
I was like, girl, come on, you got to go. So when I got up to put her out, I hit the intercom button. So when I pushed her out the door and turned the knob on the glass door, I said, oh, I wish a hoe would stay in a hoe's place.
Ah.
Not knowing it went through the whole building. I was like, oh, she's going to fire. I'm about to get fired.
Oh, you done did it.
Right. And so she came out of her office. She was like, come here. And I'm like, oh, because I really made good money. I made more money with her than I did my real job on the side, because she had 4 different businesses. And
Wow.
she was like, thank you, for defending me, blah, blah, blah. And it just kind of became really cool after that. So fast forward years later, in between that time, I would joke, because if you're the side piece, you know that this man is married. This is a decision that you've made.
Know your role, know your place.
Why are you harassing the
Yeah.
wife?
Right.
You knew what it was. So now that things are going
Yes.
your way, this is what you want to do. So now, as years later, I've opened my shoe store, and different women would tell me different things. I don't know what it is about me. People just walk up to me and tell me their life
It's
stories.
confiding you.
Complete strangers. And so this one young lady told me something she had did, and I like, sweetheart, that man is gonna hurt you. Like his wife is going to do something. Like that's not smart. And lo and behold, the next week her friend comes in. I'm like, oh, where's your girl? So I was with you. And she's like, oh boy, he stumped her. He this, he that. She's in the hospital. And I'm like,
Wow. Ooh, what?
she put a water hose in his front door while he was on vacation with his wife. She was mad because he didn't give her money for her hair and her nails. But what she said to me was, he put his family before me. And I
Ooh,
said,
oh, the nerve
sweetheart.
of him. Wow.
That's when I realized you can't stand your place if you don't know what it is. So
What?
I did this book that's supposed to be for 10, need 10 friends and some drinks and laugh. And I ended up receiving 500 books by mistake. The minimum book order was 50.
Oh. Oh, you had
I
to
don't
slip with
know
a finger?
I don't
How
know
they get her
how I got
500?
500 books, but I never missed the money. I would never get child support. I had a child support payment that came in and the book went, so they washed each other. It was like 10-cent difference. You can't return books. So now I'm in my shoe store crying. What am I about to do with 500 books? I sell shoes. And
Oh,
a barber
wow.
from next door came in because he would always come in when he saw UPS drop off something, buy something for his
So
wife.
the book was published. Okay, I'll go back a little bit, Miss Ayers. So the book was already published and everything.
Hmm.
How? Okay, because I spoke with Silk White. Shout out to Silk White, and he has his book Tears, one of his books, Tears of a Hustler, made it to a movie, and he was talking about how he was self published. So I just wanted to know
Hmm.
your journey towards your publishing your book. So
Yep, I was
um,
self-published as well.
okay.
I found a small company that did a small run. And again, I messed up. But the book is 58 pages, is my opinion.
Mm-hmm,
There's a test in the book. It's 10 questions. So it's the HAT test. You know how you go to college, you take the
mm-hmm.
SAT? This is the whole aptitude test. So this test will let you know if you're his hoe or not. Because I realized people didn't know. All 10 questions are based on something that somebody told me in their shoe store, and I'm looking at them like, boo. The number one question is, do you know his name? And the girl told me some nickname. This was so crazy. She was pregnant by the guy and
Mm.
he died. And she went to the funeral home where his funeral was. Well, she doesn't know his real name. It's two bodies. So she had to go sit in one and then go down home and peek in the other one. And she's
Oh my
telling me this. She's telling me this and she's laughing about it. Oh, shoot, lady, I had to sit in the back. Then somebody moved. And I said, oop, that ain't him. So I got up and I went down the hall and I'm like, girl,
There's some holes in this
in this
house. There's some
house.
holes in this house. Oh
They would
my goodness.
they would have to
Uh,
beat that out of me. I'd have
and
never
you
seen
own,
her
and that was only
so.
58 pages. That was only 58 pages.
The book is only 58
Oh
pages,
wow.
but it's all my opinion. I believe that men place you in one of four. You're either his bitch, his boo, his wife, or his hoe. And I give certain scenarios of my explanation of it. But the thing is, women didn't like my book. They was mad. But once that barber took it to the barber shop, it went
Yes,
the
yes.
equivalent of viral. I sold 498 books in 1 week out of a shoe store.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Men were pulling up.
Yes.
Then they were like,
Mm-hmm.
sign it to this girl and sign it. I'm like, no, no, no. I'm not signing it to anybody.
He said, "Hey, there,
So
go get me in no trouble."
right. And then the following year, the Tiger Woods thing where all the different women came out and there was two radio
Ah,
personalities here. And somebody was like, somebody should make a handbook for side chicks. And one of my shoe customers called in and told them. And so they did it. And then Sean Robinson from Entertainment Tonight is from Detroit. And I think
okay,
how they found out about it. So I had to change the name to Stay in Your Place. Because at that time you couldn't
got
see
it.
on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was funny because I didn't have any more books, nor did I plan on printing anymore. So then Amazon emailed me like, "Hey,
Yeah, you had
people
to.
are
Mm-hmm.
looking for this book." So I put it out, but it was never supposed to be for the public. It's got my real name, it's cursing in it, it's very ignorant. I was scared to give it to my parents. I literally put it in the mailbox and called. Like, and I wrote apologies in each one. Like, I was like,
like,
I'm
like you have to make sure
sorry.
you get that disclaimer. Like that disclaimer, like, please forgive me. I know you
Right.
raised me. I know you raised me well, but this is
Exactly.
no, but this is a lot going on out here. It's real out here, mom and
Man,
dad. It's real out here.
my dad thought it was funny though. He thought it was
Oh, shit. I
hilarious.
can
My
imagine.
mother was like, "You had to put your real name on it, baby." So that was how
Yeah,
it
but
was.
I'm saying, but that was like your that was like your early start. Like that was the
Right, but I
start of it.
never planned on
Yeah.
being an author. But after that
Right,
and doing the
right.
interviews,
And that's amazing.
people would ask, "Well, what's next? What's next?" So I'm telling my business mentor at the time, and he's like, "Well, what's the most common thing people ask you in the store?" I said, "Most people ask me, how did I start a business by myself so young?" So that was my second book, How to Start Your Own Business. And then now I have a total, I think, 10, but some are business books, three are urban novels, and I think two are self help. Look, it's a shame. I forget. But
No, I mean, but that's amazing, Miss Ayers. I mean, you're like a true hustler out here. Like you're really like an innovator. Like and it made me think of Nelson J. Davis. Shout out to him as well. I interviewed with him, and I was really just so like I admired, his ability to be so innovative, selling he sold T-shirts and during like junior high school and even back when he was like a few years old. And he said his father took him fishing and he asked for a soda and his father said, "Well, you got soda money?" And he went and he was selling free. He was selling, mind you, the bait was free, but he was selling the bait to other people to get soda money. So he knew right. He knew then how to acquire what
Mhm.
to get the money that he needed for what he wanted. So, so the fact that you were able to just be so innovative at a time where it was the resources, like I said, was so limited, and people gravitated towards you from the shoes to the books. So, Miss Ayers, let me ask you though. Now, the no, stay in your place. That's a movie now, right? Is it? Isn't it?
Yes, that was my first movie.
His first movie. And so any other books that were made to movies, like from your books, or just was that the only one made into a movie?
Rotten is based on my book,
Rotten.
Apple
Oh,
Don't Fall Too Far from the Tree.
okay. Yeah, I saw Rotten. Yes, yes. That's with the trifling mother and yes. So check out these movies. Like I said, as we talking, you guys need to be checking these movies out. Check out her books too. And what any other ones? Any other?
So far, those are only two.
Only two. Okay. Yes. So so yes, make sure you check out. I have the links in the description box. So please make sure you check out this woman's work, please. All right. So now that right there, the stay in your place, that took off. And so was like when it became a movie, was it like did you do anything else in between the book and the movie? Like was there
Yeah.
anything else in
So the
between?
book ended up being a stage play first.
Oh, okay, you
So
said the play. Okay,
my
okay.
friend Melissa Talbot produced plays, and she talked me into doing a play. Um, then from the feedback from that, a few people were like, "Well, you should do a movie," and they wanted to do a movie. I didn't want to do a movie, but we're sitting around, and I'm like, I've got these friends, and everybody's saying this is sorry, something in my eye. This is what they've always wanted to do. And I thought, well, if you always wanted to do this, why haven't you guys done it? So it's almost like I just kind of became the focal point to make something happen, but it really
Mm,
wasn't for me. It was for my friends. Like I was like, oh, I never knew that. Really? Really? Like, well, what's the problem? Was how so I'm like, all
mm,
right, let's do it. So we had no idea what we were doing. It took us 4 months to finish the movie because we only filmed on weekends, and we started in January in Michigan. So we were snowed out a lot of weekends.
mm.
Um, it was a lot, but we did. We got it done. So that was the first, and then a couple years later, I did Chocolate Kiss again with them.
Chocolate Kiss.
I'm a co-writer on that,
Is that
and
the one
then
with Charles? Was his name is Charles? What's the actor name? Charles Stevens. Is that the one with Charles Stevens? I think
No,
so.
the lead's name is Ed Donaldson.
And Donaldson. Didn't you do a movie with Charles? Maybe I'm getting mixed up. Maybe, did you movie with someone named Charles Stevens or Shay? You go by Shay Stevens? No.
Oh no, I haven't worked with him. I know
Okay,
who
but
you're
you know what I'm
talking
talking
about.
about?
The
Okay.
Marvin gay guy. He played
Yes,
Marvin Gaye in the
yes,
play.
yes. Okay, yes.
He worked with Angela Dunlap.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
so
know.
yes, okay. So you talking about Chocolate Kiss?
Yeah, so that was the next one. Then Rodney, and in the last couple years, I've joined forces with Blacksmith Enterprises, and we've just been putting them out because not only now am I just writing, producing my own stuff, I am producing other content. So last year was 13 movies. The year before that, I think was 10, and I'm about to start my third this year in a couple days.
Yeah, I tell you, like the female version of Tyler Perry. You know, all these movies within yeah. So and we will get. I'm definitely will get more into that too. But so you did the play,
Mhm.
and so how did the play do?
The play did well. Play did
Okay,
well.
okay,
We had 3 sold out shows. The following year, it was selected for a playwright competition, and they
nice.
paid for everything to bring it back. So
Oh
I
wow.
recorded it because I was going to like put it on YouTube. Then DVDs were still out,
Mm.
but then when we decided to do the movie, I just didn't do it. I didn't want them to go compete against each other.
Oh, got you. So okay, so going back, okay, so you transitioned from you working government job, and then you have this shoe business. You became a published author, and then you started to create a lane for those who wanted to build a name for themselves. You were a brand ambassador before it was a thing to be a brand ambassador, right? You did the whole marketing thing.
Mm.
So and then you started the movies and the plays. So can you kind of overall, Miss Ayers, can you tell me where did that come from? Like, because it had to come from somewhere. Like, when like when did you really know that this is the lane I want to stay on? 'Cause I mean, I know you still have your other businesses, but this whole thing with filmmaking, this is a lane that you remain steadfast on. So I want to know, like, what's keeping you here, basically.
I feel like it's opportunity. God keeps providing me with opportunities.
Amen. Yes, yes.
And a few years back, I said I wanted to start walking on faith. It wasn't even a few years back. It was like 2012, 2013. I remember everybody had their New Year's resolutions, and I wanted mine to be to walk on faith. Um, my dad had a severe stroke that left him
Mm.
paralyzed and unable to speak, and pretty
Oh,
much
mm.
not necessarily bedridden, but he couldn't
I'm
walk,
so
so he went from the
sorry.
bed to the wheelchair.
I'm
So
so
coping
sorry.
with that was hard for me. I was daddy's little girl. And
Yeah.
he literally had just left home, driving, walking, and talking, and then drove to Alabama and was there a
Mm.
couple of days and had a stroke. So for him to be in another state as well,
Right, right.
was hard for me. So when it happened, I literally went to the airport with what I had on my back. I didn't pack a bag, and I get there, and so I'm there a few months. That was August. So in November, my mother turned to me one day and she's like, "You got to go home." And I'm like, "Well, what do you need?" Because mind you, they were on vacation when this happened. So I'm thinking she needs something from her house. She's
Mm,
like, "I don't need anything." She's like, "But you've got to live your life." She's like, "This is my husband. I've got this. You
mm,
got to go home." And
mm,
I cried. I feel about to cry now. I was
mm.
so devastated. Like, it's my daddy.
Yes, yes. Like, how
And
you gonna keep me away from my daddy?
right,
Mhm.
you kicking me out
Yeah.
the state. Like what?
Yeah, but that
But
was the best advice she gave you though, Miss Ayers.
when I and yes, so it's like when I got home, that's when Melissa called me and asked me about the play. And I said it was gonna be a year of yes. I'm a no girl. I'm real fast with my no. Sometimes I'm just waiting on you to finish so I can say no. Like I'll let you get your spiel.
No.
Yeah, but I'm a no girl. And so when she asked me, about being in a play was the question this time. And I already got my no ready. And I thought, you said you was going to start saying yes. So I said yes. And that shocked her because I really am shy. So to be on stage, on a stage play. So my first day of rehearsal, she introduced me as the future upcoming playwright.
Oh,
And I'm looking around like, where'd that come from?
yeah. Who said that?
Which was crazy. So the play I was in was April 28th. The following year, the exact same day, was Stay in Your Place. And I didn't
Wow.
realize the same date until they
Divine
put
order.
the Facebook memories. And I'm like,
Yes.
it's the same day.
Yes.
So from that, I've been faith walking. I've been waiting for somebody calls. There's no more no's. Depends, but it's like, all right, let me think about it. Let me consider it. Let me do something different. Because I had been in business by myself, going into film is hard because you work with a lot of people. So I had to learn to trust, to learn to delegate, learn to not micromanage, learn to
Mhm.
depend on
Yes.
the team, learn to not try to carry the weight of the production on my shoulders. So it's been me evolving as well.
Absolutely. And how does that feel though? Don't you feel lighter?
I do.
Yes,
I
right,
do.
right.
I
That you're
do.
able to trust the process and trust others
Yes.
in the process. So
Yes.
and I know it's not easy, but I'm glad that you was
Mhm.
able to accept. And how's that been working for you?
Great. We're 20 something movies in. Might be 30. I've lost count. So many people ask me. I really need to know. I'm
I'm
gonna
like, yeah,
put
how
this.
many movies? How many movies does Miss Ayers have? Like, but speaking of that, I know you have a couple of things, like you say, a couple of things coming up. The project, Way of the World. Now, is that I know is that by Stone? What's his name? Stone Watts.
That's Stony Watts.
And then, but you're a part of it as well in some way,
I
right?
was the producer on that. It's a
Producer.
short film that he submitted to like all of the major film festivals
Mhm.
and
Uh,
around the corner down the hall. See, if you'd have told me, girl, I could have went and got everybody for you so you could meet everybody. But
yeah,
yeah, that I don't know when it's coming out because the thing about a lot of the festivals, they don't want it streaming anywhere because they want to premiere it at
yeah,
the festival.
yeah. Oh no, right, right.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, so shout out to Emery Lawrence. He's the star of that movie. And
Yes.
then we have Woman to Woman, Woman to Woman,
Yeah.
because we have to
My
talk about that.
latest baby.
Yes, we gotta talk about that. Because like it's really been, I mean, it's been lit on Tubi,
Yeah.
ever since it streamed a couple weeks ago. It's been lit. I saw, I just I put up a clip of it in the beginning of the
Mhm.
interview. Please make sure you check it out. The link is in the description box as well. So can you please and I think you kind of, took from the whole stay in your place, those stories and stuff, and you kind of put it into this movie as well. Because I mean, you even have Barbara and Shirley, and woman to
And that
woman.
was
Yeah,
not their original names.
really? Because I would think it would be, I mean,
It
considering.
wasn't. And when I
Oh,
told
okay.
my mom just happened to call me one day and I was working and she says, "What are you working on?" And I was like, "This new script." She said, "What's the name?" I said, "Woman to Woman." She said, "Oh, like the song."
Right, right.
Hmm. And so it's funny, and it's still in register then. It was like I just kept writing and then I thought about what she said, the song. And I'm like, okay, what is the song about? Like I really couldn't remember for real, for real. So I played it and I
Oh
listened to
wow, you did. Oh my goodness, Miss Ayers, you did. Oh, I had to get a refresher.
yes. And then I started laughing. I said I should change their names to Barbara and
What was
Shirley.
their names before?
I don't even remember.
Oh, you
But it
don't.
wasn't
Oh,
Barbara
okay.
and Shirley. They had younger names. It
You say
wasn't
younger
Barbara and Shirley.
names.
Cause so that's why I changed Cynthia's name. I said, well, no, because her name was probably Mika or something. You know what I mean? I was like, I had to,
Okay, one of those. Okay,
right,
okay.
right. I had to make it look like her mother named both of them, So I ended up changing her name. But that was a great project. Just working on it just was amazing. The cast was good.
Yes, yes.
Everybody was great. Chelsea, who played Angela, actually had moved to New York, so she came back to Detroit
Oh,
to
to
film that
film.
role.
Wow.
It worked. Everything. I think you just said something about divine order. Sometimes things just happen.
Yes.
We had an Airbnb that canceled on us. A good friend
Mm.
of mine was like, "You can film in my house," and I was like, "What? I give out to let 20
Wow.
strangers come in your
Yeah,
house?"
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah,
So
yeah. That's
that
very
big
generous.
beautiful house in the movie
Wow.
is his house, and we went and filmed in. And I don't know if you saw it's a video on my page. The last day, the weather was nice, and I'm jokingly like, "Man, we should put some food on the grill." And my business partner Rocky,
Yeah,
he's
don't
the
talk
type.
about grilling. Yeah, don't be breaking up grill. Don't break it up
Look,
queuing it
next thing
up.
I
Because
know,
somebody
food is
gonna queue it up. Yes.
right. Meat is pulling up. I was like, when did who went to the store? When did you do that?
You ain't say nothing but a word.
It was like a family reunion. Yeah. So
Yes,
we had
yes.
a blast. We had a good time. And then Rocky's also a distributor. So when he told me they accepted for Tubi Original, I was a little disappointed on the fact that it wasn't coming out for like 5 months from the time they accepted it. So we really have been
Oh,
waiting
wow. So you've been
all this.
sitting on it. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. But I'm
And
liking
then,
this, because it tells you more about how this process works,
yeah.
because I'm,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm loving about some of these interviews I've been doing. It's such a blessing to get more of the inside,
Hmm.
the process, get more of the inside scoop of how it really works. And
Yeah.
sometimes that can happen to where you could start one thing and get into a have it, the finished product, and then you won't see it until months or sometimes
Right.
years later.
Because they
Yeah.
just picked up another one, and it's coming out. Don't Play in My Face. It's coming out February of next year. So I'm like,
Yeah, you got a lot going on, Miss Ayers.
gotta wait till February.
Yeah, but you gotta enjoy, but just enjoy the like the fruits,
But those two
yeah,
are my favorite of 2025. Woman to Woman and Don't Play in My
to
Face.
pay my face.
So
Okay.
now I gotta wait a year almost. Just because my thing is, I've seen it, but I just want to see the
But
reaction.
just enjoy the success of Woman to Woman in the meantime, Miss Ayers. Enjoy the success of this movie and it being a to be original. I mean, that's great in itself because I really appreciate the platform Tubi because like I said to other people that I had on, other Tubi actors and directors that no other platform has really given independent, especially independent filmmakers,
Mhm.
opportunity to shine and
Right.
give what they have, to give what they have to offer. And there's so much out there. So I'm so grateful for Tubi, not only to allow you guys the opportunity to present your work for us to be entertained by it, for us to consume it.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
we have to, and it's free. It's a free platform to do
Right.
it. So yes, so that's a blessing in itself. So, okay, so what other, project you had what was it? The Play in My Face, and what else is coming up in the near future?
um, Cold Feet is coming this out this year, and if I'm not mistaken, that's an original too. So I'm not sure of the release date,
Mm,
and I can't think of what else is coming out.
okay.
That's
Well, I mean,
sad.
'cause yeah, no, it's not. I mean, because like I said, you if you like the female version of Tyler Perry, it's hard to keep up. You got so much, you got so much going on. I mean, you on set right now, so yeah, so I understand, that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and I'm hoping that you'll come back on to promote whatever it is, you know. I would love that. I would love that, you to
Yeah,
do that.
and you got to get all my partners. Again, everybody from the collective. Well, actually, I'm in the studio, but I'm not filming. Tamashian Jones is filming, and he's won an Emmy before, but he's filming Verticals right now. So he's like down the hall from me, filming his
Okay.
vertical series. Filming his vertical series. So it's 12 talented filmmakers in the
Shout out
studio.
to Well, shout out to each and every one of you. Yes, and
Yeah.
I hope to speak to each and every one of them too. So yes, let's just keep our fingers crossed that I'll be able to have them all on my
I can
platform.
look. I'm now because I'm not really a bully, but I am a bully, but in a good way.
Okay.